Hey there, Patty Dominguez, and welcome to episode 132 of the Positioning to Profit podcast. It is so great to have you here checking out this episode. Today we're talking about credibility, how credibility could show up in your business, how you can leverage it, how you could piggyback off of the concept of credibility, and really how credibility is a shortcut to the success you are looking for. And it came to light from a whole host of things that I'd been exposed to, I think over the past 4 or 5 days, and I thought it was just really curious. I'm like, oh wow, there's credibility showing up again. So I thought I'd record this episode and share some insights with you on how to make the most of credibility. All right, before we get on to the show, I wanted to make sure to let you know right at the beginning, my team and I are planning something very special. Consider it your positioning must-haves and essentials in your pocket. So it's called Positioning Club, and it's something that we are going to roll out early next month. In the meantime, if you want to be the first to know about Positioning Club, just go to positioningclub.com. You will get added to the waitlist, and I am so excited to be giving you some updates on Positioning Club and what it's going to offer. And before I get ahead of myself, I have to say I am going to cut it off there. So wait for it. And to be the first to know what's going on with Positioning Club, just go to positioningclub.com. You'll be the first to know. You'll be added to the list, and more coming on that. Okay, and with that, let's get on with the show. Here we go. Hey there, I'm Patty Dominguez. You're about to discover what it means to position your brand and your business to stand out. This show explores the stories of small business owners just like you who are bringing their message out to the world and impacting their tribe. So if you want to take your business to a category of one status, then hang with me, because this podcast shares everything you need to know about how to be more prolific with your brand so that you can have more profits. All right, welcome to this episode 132. How exciting. I am sharing a little bit about credibility today because I think it is something that we gloss over potentially. It's really important that we have our eye on how to position our credibility, how to position our authority. And it can show up in a number of ways. I will say that one of my favorite shows is Shark Tank. I love it for many reasons. It's a celebration of entrepreneurs. I get to watch it with my son. He sits with me and we watch it together. It's kind of our thing. So it's our moment to talk about the deals that we see and what we would have done and who is the shark that is going to jump on the deal, etc. So super fun. And on one of the episodes, of course, there was an entrepreneur who was a major hustler, and he had a really interesting product and was talking to the sharks about how he was trying to get on QVC, and there was a little bit of a test run on QVC, but it didn't give him the results that he expected. And with Lori Greiner, as you may or may not know, being one of the most boss women on the show, I am a huge fan of Lori Greiner. She is a beast of a woman, so amazing, makes things happen. She looked over with 100% confidence and said, I can help you because I have an eye for looking at products that are either a zero or a hero, and yours is a superhero. And so I always get so excited whenever she says that, because I know I'm like, oh my God, this woman is about to change this dude's life in such a major way. And so this is a great example of how credibility will show up, because even though this entrepreneur had some exposure to QVC, there was something that was amiss, right? And so this credibility factor of Lori Greiner making an additional introduction, or maybe having this entrepreneur speak to the right people, this is where credibility is indeed such a powerful strategy. And the truth is that credibility is showing up in a couple of ways. That particular entrepreneur, as great of a product as he had, if he didn't have Lori Greiner pitching for him to QVC, it probably wouldn't have gone anywhere. And at the same time, think about it from the consumer side, he's trying to promote his product. And because he is on QVC, QVC already has all of the credibility with his customers, because they believe that if a product is offered on QVC, it must be good, right? It must have the quality that the customers have come to expect. So the idea here is that the product to be bought by somebody who has bought the product on QVC already feels that that credibility has been met. It's this silent expectation that the QVC customers have. So that's another way that credibility is showing up, right? So that combination of Lawyer Grenier and QVC's credibility, it lends that credibility to the product, to that entrepreneur's product. And that is an amazingly powerful combination, the effect of credibility and how it can extend in that way. Really, really powerful. All right. Here's another way that credibility is showing up is that certainly we talk about social proof and positioning and thinking about, well, how do we leverage these authority opportunities to say, oh, I was featured on the Wall Street Journal, or I was featured on Entrepreneur or Forbes magazine. You're basically piggybacking off of that brand's credibility and really making sure that you are seen as the authority in that light. And so that's why there's amazing credibility when you're able to be published as a contributor by those types of media outlets. And another way is, of course, we have seen how there's so many celebrities and influencers on social media that lend their credibility to a product or service. And as a matter of fact, my son and I were having a conversation about this because it seems to me like every influencer and star and TikTok star or whatever has a product, a skincare or cosmetic products at Ulta or Sephora. And I feel like there's always a new launch. And I happen to ask my son, who is an esthetician, he's a professional in that field. I said, is there really that big of a difference to the products? And he said, absolutely not. They're very mediocre. But it's because of the fact that that star is lending their name for the product. It has the credibility. And it's such a shame, right? And really another example is that celebrity credibility. You may have heard me say in another occasion how, I think this is going back about 5 years, I had a pretty big health concern and I was really struggling with my health, and trying to find a physician to help me here in Chicago with this health concern really became problematic. I kept going from one doctor to another, and I felt like people just really weren't understanding me. And so I had a conversation with a friend of mine and said, oh, you have to go to this doctor. He's in New York. He's on Fifth Avenue, and he is this celebrity doctor who's really well known. Gwyneth Paltrow goes to him. I was like, oh my gosh, well, surely he's amazing, right? So I immediately contacted the office. I booked a call, and I was able to get in to see him. And I made that instant connection as, well, he is a more credible physician or credible expert because he's so well known. He's in Manhattan. He's on Fifth Avenue, right? He's serving all of these celebrities. So it was the credibility that helped to influence the decision for me to buy from him. So these are all ways that credibility can show up. And the question back to you is, where are you leveraging credibility, right? Are you tapping into social proof to really show the credibility of your authority, or getting on as many podcasts as you can, or right now in Prolific Cafe, where you have a book writing workshop, which is really fantastic because we know that having a book is such a door opener. It's a marketing tool that you can use to position yourself as an expert, to lend yourself that credibility that you're an author, right? Hopefully that you're a best-selling author. And it's a great conduit to get you on stages or on media or on different podcasts, etc. So when you are considering the marketing approaches that you take in your business, just consider, where are you building credibility? Where are you leveraging credibility? Where are you borrowing credibility? And in that process, you'll automatically see the opportunity to leverage your brand, to grow your brand, so that you're planting those seeds and building brand equity. It's all a matter of being very strategic in where you want to go. And instead of just giving into the random acts of marketing, like, oh, let me just put this out there, or I'll randomly shoot that out there, make sure that you are taking the opportunity to say, is this a credibility builder for me? Is me being on this podcast? Is me writing this book? What is the end result of what I'm looking for? And really looking at the bigger picture as to how you can leverage this concept of credibility so that you can build your authority and position your brand to profit. So this is the kind of thinking that is a difference between having tactical thinking as opposed to strategic, meaning you can just do your random acts of marketing, putting things out there in a really random way, or you can be really strategic about what you are putting out there, how it's going to impact your overall vision of where you want to take your brand, of how you want to grow, of who you want to be aligned with, of being seen in the eyes of your premium prospect as the go-to, as the absolute powerhouse that you are. So I thought I'd share my adventures of my Shark Tank viewing and all of these other conversations that I have, and bring it to you from the perspective of always looking at how do you build a brand that is memorable, that is credible, that shows authority, and all of that. So hope this helped you. And as always, feel free to reach out. Let me know what you think. I am on socials, and actually I'm going to be participating in this challenge where I am going to be doing some TikToks. I know that'll be interesting. So I'll have to let you know how it goes. But apparently, from what I'm gathering in the masterminds that I'm in, being on TikTok is a really good approach. Of course, you want to make sure that your premium prospect is out there, but it's a really great way to grow a following fairly quickly. As a matter of fact, which is really interesting, and here's another example, right? I hired a personal trainer who I saw on some TikToks, and he just had this huge following, credibility, and he also works with some celebrities in LA. He's in LA and the whole thing. Again, credibility, isn't that interesting? And so I happened to talk to him about this TikTok thing, and he's like, oh yeah, you got to get it. He's like, you got to get on TikTok. So I will most definitely keep you posted, and actually I'd love to have a conversation. I'll find somebody to talk to who has a huge TikTok following, how it's changed their brand, how it's helped to increase their brand, and of course we'll do a podcast recording and share it here with you. So stay tuned for that. And also make sure to sign up for positioningclub.com to be the first to know when that launches. We're planning on posting that, opening the doors to Positioning Club shortly. It's going to be an awesome way that you can have those authority building tips and so much more right in your pocket. And yeah, I will have to stop there. I'll be sharing more. Super exciting. And yeah, when I get on TikTok, I'll have to share with you exactly where to find me on TikTok because I need some support. I'm kind of cringing at the whole idea. No, I will not be dancing on TikTok. But if you want to dance with me on TikTok, I may give some consideration to that. So feel free to reach out to me, connect with me. I will again post when I'm ready to get on TikTok. And we'll just keep it going. All right. See you next time. Thanks. Hey there, thanks for checking out this episode of Positioning to Profit. Please leave a review if you have gained a benefit from this episode. I appreciate it greatly, and I will give you a shout out on the show as well. I so appreciate the ratings and reviews. Okay, also for the positioning extravaganza, head over to positioningtoprofit.com. There's lots of goodies over there. It's a treasure chest of freebies as well as beautiful courses that will help you to establish your category of one and move your brand forward. And again, connect with me over on socials or on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. I'm on the socials, so I hope to connect with you there, and I look forward to catching up with you real soon.